Good afternoon. I'm the newscaster for today, Melanie. The headline today, Altruism. There has been a rise in altruistic behavior lately. Let us look at one instance happening as we speak on our very own NUS campus.
Altruism is when you care or help other people, even though it brings no advantage to yourself. Acts of altruism can be witnessed in our everyday life, and there we have a case of altruism. Now, let's witness this phenomenon for ourselves and take a look at what's going on over there. The girl who just helped the friend fell down. Hi. Can I ask, why do you want to help the friend who just fell down?
Because helping her makes me happy, ma. Like if someone fall down, right, I must help the person. You know, if not I feel very sad. And the person cannot go for lesson.
Okay. Then
I feel very sad, no. I feel very sad, no.
Using fMRI techniques, researchers have found a biological basis for altruistic behaviors. When altruistic behaviors are performed, a reward center in the brain is triggered. This reward center then releases the neurotransmitter dopamine, which induces pleasurable sensations in the individual. This demonstrates that although altruism may not provide the individual with an external or tangible reward, it does provide the individual with a psychological reward. With the discovery of this mechanism, one question becomes highly important: whether pure altruism exists. The reward mechanism triggered by altruistic behaviors seems to answer no to this question. Pure altruism refers to behaviors that intentionally benefit another being for no external or internal reward. The biological mechanism explained, however, suggests that individuals are psychologically motivated to carry out altruistic behaviors in order to achieve the sense of pleasure that comes from them. However, is this really true? Pure altruism suggests that humans would perform altruistic behaviors even if they do not experience a sense of satisfaction or feelings of pleasure from them. Despite what the dopamine reward mechanism suggests, there have been cases of pure altruism witnessed in humans. During the tsunami in Japan earlier this year, there were many acts of compassion and kindness reported in the mass media. One particular case appears to be the closest definition of pure altruism. A man called Hideaki Akaiwa managed to make it to safety during the tsunami. However, Hideaki chose to put his own life at great risk and dive underwater multiple times each day for weeks, looking for people who might be rescued. This was in spite of the extremely dangerous situation, with tremors still occurring and the area still flooded, and the fact that Hideaki was ill-equipped to carry out such a mission. There was also no apparent reward for him to gain from rescuing strangers who might or might not have been alive. The extent to which Hideaki went in this situation is one example of pure altruism. So far, there is no scientific or biological explanation for such a display of purely altruistic behavior. At first glance, Altruistic behaviors would appear to be a problem for evolutionary explanation, since Darwin's notion of survival of the fittest favored egoistic, self-preserving behaviors over altruistic ones that would encompass the possibility of sacrificing the helping individual. However, this is not the case. There exist two evolutionary explanations for altruistic behaviors, first of which being kin selection. The central concept of kin selection is the idea that organisms function to maximize their inclusive fitness. This is measured by the survival of not only the individual and his offspring, but also of other individuals who share his genes. Hence, the nearer the kin, the greater the readiness to forego the selfish act and to perform an altruistic act. One example of such animal is the balding ground squirrel, which lives in California. Whenever one squirrel sees a hawk going after another squirrel, it is likely to make a call that will alarm other squirrels. This is done often at the cost of its own death, because it is likely to distract the hawk from the squirrel that it was previously going after and attract the hawk to itself. This is an example of kin selection, where squirrels are more likely to call for resident squirrels, which refers to the squirrels born of the same group, than for non-resident squirrels, so as to save the genes of resident squirrels. Another evolutionary explanation would be reciprocal altruism. In reciprocal altruism, natural selection favored altruistic acts to totally unrelated members of one's group, because such altruism will be paid back in future and will contribute to the propagation of one's genes.